Hi everyone. Today we'll be seeing about looping. Today we'll see about looping. We have uh, three types of looping. One is for, the other one is while, the other one is do while. So we have three types of loopings here: for, while, and do while. These are the three types of looping statements. Looping has another name, it is called iteration. Looping has another name, it is called iteration. Looping has another name, it is called iteration. What is looping or iteration does is it's going to repeat a block of code. It's going to repeat a block of code. It's going to repeat a block of code. This block of code, it can have one sentence or more than one sentence. This block of code can have one sentence or more than one sentence. So now next one, what is this is, it is, we have two types here. One is entry control where we have for and while. One is entry control where we have for and while. The other one is exit control where we have do while. Entry control for and while, exit control is do while. Entry control for and while, exit control is do and while. So next we'll see the syntax of the for loop. For loop, for is a keyword, initialization, condition and update. For is the keyword. We have three parts here. One is initialization, second part is condition, third one is update. So next inside the flower brackets we'll have the body of the loop. In the body of the loop we can have one or more than one number of statements or instructions. So initialization, condition and update. So initialization, here we have a variable where we initialize it to a particular value, that is starting value. We initialize it to particular value. It can be 1, 0, 2, whatever it is, to a starting value. So where should the value start from? Then condition, we check the condition. So if the condition is true, the body of the loop gets executed, and if the condition is false, the for loop terminates. If the condition is true, the body of the loop is executed, and if the condition is false, the loop gets terminated. Update, that is incrementing the values. It can be either increment or decrement depending on the applications. And increment, usually it will be one value. Increment, it will be usually one value. You can have two values also depending on the, that is increment can be by 2 or by 3 depending on the applications. Also it can be decrementing also. Everything depends on the application that you want to use this for loop for. Okay, so this is the update, initialization, condition and update, body of the loop. So now we will just see examples for loop, for flowchart. Flowchart is initialization expression, test condition, body of the loop, update. So test condition. Here we have this the test condition. If the test condition is true, as I said previously, if it is true, body of the loop will get executed. My expression will get updated. Test condition, body of the loop, expression will get updated. Again, it will go test condition. So till the test condition is false. Once if it is false, it will come out of the loop. So till the test condition is true, this particular looping gets executed. So this is the flow chart for loop in C++. So let us see some examples. So here it is printing numbers from 1 to 5. Printing numbers from 1 to 5. We'll just run this code and see. Printing numbers from 1 to 5. What happens? Yes, so I'm going to get an output of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have printed the numbers 1 to 5. So here if you see, this is the for loop. For is keyword, I is equal to 1 is the initialization. I is equal to 1 is the initialization. I is less than or equal to 5 is the condition, and plus plus I is the update. Here again it is update is that by 1. Update is by 1. So here it is how it is with the syntax initialization, condition and update. Initialization, condition and update. Here I have only one statement that is going to get executed again and again till this particular condition is true. This condition is true. Till this particular condition is true, this statement will get executed. So my result is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if I change this to 10, if I change this I is less than, that is condition I is less than or equal to 5, I'm changing it to 10. Now see, let us see what will be the result. So I'm going to get print of 1 to 10. So here also the increment is by 1. Suppose if I want the increment to change by 2, I equal to I plus 2. So now what happens? Just check, odd numbers are getting printed. Odd numbers are getting printed. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So if I start from 2, the value initialization, if I'm starting from 2, now just check what happens. Even numbers are getting printed. Even numbers are getting printed. Okay, so here initialization value, as I said, it can be 0, 1, 2, whatever it is. That is where the value should start from, then the condition and the update. This is how it is. So I'm going to get values depending on my for loop. I'm going to get values depending on my for loop, right? So here I just printed 1 to 10. Then I printed one odd numbers till 10. And now I'm printing even numbers till 10. Okay. So next example we will see. So here if you see in the first example what we saw in the first iteration I was 1, the condition was true, 1 is printed, I is increased to 2. The second iteration I value is true, the condition is true, 2 is printed, I is increased to 3. And in the third iteration I is 3, the condition is still true, 3 is printed, I is increased to 4. The fourth iteration, I is 4, condition is true, 4 is printed, I is increased to 5. The fifth iteration, I is 5, condition is still true because here I is less than or equal to 5. We said I is less than or equal to 5. So the condition is still true, 5 is printed and I is increased to 6. Yeah, in the sixth iteration, I becomes 6, condition becomes false because I becomes greater than 5, condition is false, loop is terminated. So this is how the for loop works. This is how the for loop works. So next one, I'm going to display a text for 5 times. The text is, yes, hello world. The text is hello world. I'm going to display this hello world text. Not only this hello world text, we can have our own text also. We will see that. Now just see this program, how this hello world gets executed 5 times. I'm running the program. So hello world gets executed 5 times. It can get executed 10 times also. It can get executed 10 times also. So 10 times. So not only this text, I can have my text also. My text is, this is C++ programming. This is which I have given. So just see, this has also been printed 10 times. Now I just want only 3 times to get printed, the text to get printed 3 times. Yes, it got printed 3 times. So now whatever I want, I can have the numbers printed from 1 to 10, 1 to 5, or text getting printed 3 times. Text can be anything, right? Whatever you want, the desired text can be printed. The desired text can be printed. So this is your for loop. So here also see, first iteration I is 1, true, hello world is printed, I is increased to 2. Second iteration, I is equal to 2, true, that is condition is true. So hello world is printed, I is incremented to 3. The third iteration, I is 3, condition is true, and then hello world is printed, I is increased to 4. The fourth iteration, I is 4, condition is true, hello world is printed, I is increased to 5. In the fifth iteration, I is equal to 5, condition is still true, hello world is printed, I is increased to 6. Again, sixth iteration, I is 6, condition is false because I becomes 6, I is greater than 5. So loop is terminated. Again, this is how your for loops works. Same as, almost the same as, except this hello world, the same thing worked out for your numbers also. Same thing worked out for your numbers also. Next one, I'm going to give the sum of n natural numbers. I am going to calculate the sum of n natural numbers. So how many? So your natural numbers, it starts from 1. Natural numbers starts from 1. So here the condition depends on the number which we are giving. Suppose, so I'm running the program. I just want only one number. Sum is 1. Okay. I just want only one number. Sum is 1. So if I want, again I'm running, I want two numbers, sum is 3. So I want two numbers, sum is 3. I want three numbers, sum of three numbers, the sum is 6. So whatever the number I want, I can choose. Next again, I want four numbers. I want four numbers. Yes, sum is 10. Yes, I can do it. I want five numbers. Yes, I want five numbers. The sum is 15. Sum is 15. So how it happens here? I have num and sum as integers. Sum is initialized to 0. Then here is where I'm getting the numbers, how many, till how many numbers I want. Okay, then my for loop, I is initialized because your natural numbers start from 1. I'm saying initializing to 1 and goes on till it is less than or equal to the desired number which I give here. I have given here, no? So desired number which I have given here. So then increment is 1. Increment is 1. Increment is 1. So this is initialization, next condition, and then update. Update or increment. Here what I'm doing is I am adding those numbers. What I'm doing? I am adding those numbers. Sum is equal to sum plus I. That is a short form. Assignment operator. Sum is equal to sum plus I. So if I want one number, I'll get that sum. If I want two numbers, it will be I is equal to I plus 2. So if I want three numbers, it will be I is equal to I plus 3. So here you see I is equal to 1, initialize, runs the loop as long as I is less than or equal to num, right? Plus plus increases the I variable by 1 in each iteration. So when I becomes 11, the condition is false. Here if my input is 10, if the condition is false and the sum will be equal to 0 to 10. So actually 1 to 10, that is how the values goes on. Here you see, if I say 10, right? Then it is from 0 to, sorry, 1 to 10 and the sum is 55. As I said, if I want one number, I can give 1. If I want two numbers, 1, I can give 1. If I want two numbers, I can add those two numbers and get the result. So this is how I will be using my for loop. This is how I will be using my for loop 7. So it comes from 1 to 7. That is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. It goes on till from 1 to the given number. The sum goes on from 1 to the given number and we'll get this. For all these purposes, wherever we have some same block of code getting repeated, we can use this for loop. Wherever we want to repeat a set of statements, we can use this for loop, right? We can use this for loop. So that is, so just if you see difference between your for loop and while loop is, for loop you will be giving this same, you have to, in while loop also you have to initialize the value, you have to give the condition, and you have to update. So initialization before the loop starts, it will be there in condition inside the while when you are giving the while loop, and then increment will be inside the while loop. Increment will be inside the while loop. That is how every loop you should have this initialization, condition, and update. Every loop, whether it is for loop, whether it is while loop, whether it is do while loop, whichever loop you give, you should have this initialization, condition, and update. All these three must be there, whatever the loop you are using. Okay. Okay. So we'll stop here, right?